Hi everyone, it is Michelle with MathDoctor.org, and I've got a 7th grade question to go over that's very similar to SBAC. So we're going to read it first and then go through the different steps. So let's go. Select all expressions equivalent to 6x minus 36. So when I like to do SBAC questions, I read it the first time, take a break, and then I read it the second time and make any annotations that I need to make. So here again, it wants us to select all the expressions. Now, just as a side note, expressions have terms, and they can be combined and simplified, but expressions are never equal to anything. Anytime that you see an equal sign, that's when you're going to have an equation. And just as a quick reminder, you also know about something called an inequality. And an inequality is things like greater than and less than. So I don't think that they're going to try to trick you, but just note these examples that they gave to us, none of them have equal signs. So we know that they're all expressions. But if there was an equal sign and they asked you to find an expression, you wouldn't select that. But in this case, all of these are expressions. So we're looking at 6x minus 36. That's like the money expression that we want to do. Just one more other reminder. Remember that the number that's in front of the letter, now the vocab term for x is actually called a variable. So the number in front of the variable, that's called the coefficient. And they have a proportional relationship. So for every one x, there's going to be that many coefficients with it. So if x was 1, then I know altogether it would be valued at 6. If x was 3, I know altogether that part would be valued at 18. So you have 6x minus 36. This 36, the vocab word for that is constant. Oh, I'm definitely getting doctor writing on that, and you're missing it because of my pick. There we go. All right, well, constant. Let's look at the problem again. There's two different ways to do this. I'm going to show you the math way, and I'm going to show you the math hack way. Okay, first, the math way. The math way, there's two different math ways to do it. One way is to do what's called factoring. So we see there's a 6 here and a 36 here. What number do both of these have in common? What's the largest number? Well, in order to get 6, I can do 1 times 6, or I can do 2 times 3. In order to get 36, there's a lot. I can do 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12. I'm going fast because you should know these. And 6 times 6. So one way is to see what factors do they have in common, what's the largest factor that they have in common, and then factor that out. So here we have our 6x minus 36. They both have 6 in common. So we know right away that at least one choice is 6 times x minus x, or x minus 6. And the proper math way of saying this, it would be 6 times the quantity of x minus 6. So one is just to do the factoring out. Another way to do it is to look at each of these options and solve the answers to see if you get the first term. So for example, if we have 6 times x minus 6, that's the same thing as saying 6 times x is 6, and 6 times negative 6 is negative 36. So we know the first one works, and I'm going to circle that. We do the next one, 2 times 3x minus 18. We have 2 times 3x, which is 6x. 2 times negative 18 is negative 36. So that one works. I'll go down here. 4 times 2x minus 9. 4 times 2x will give us 8x. 4 times negative 9 is negative 36, so that one doesn't work. And lastly, 6 times the quantity x minus 30. So we have 6x minus 180, which of course won't work either. Okay, so that's like the pre-algebra way to do it. We look at the term or the coefficient that's outside the parentheses. We can either factor it or we can distribute the number and solve. I'm going to give you my math hack way. Okay, here's the math hack way. The math hack way, I need to fix that. I'm sorry that that keeps happening. All right, the math hack way is pick a number bigger than 36. That's easy. I'm going to pick 40. Okay, so here, let's just rewrite this one more time. So we have space. This is our main question, and we're checking out these. So let's just jump down here. Ooh, that was fun. Okay, math hack way. Let's say you totally forgot how to distribute. What we're going to do is we're going to pick a big, because this is a negative sign and we're going to be subtracting, we're going to make x a number bigger than this. I'm going to pick 40, and I'll just write on the side x equals 40. Now all we do is substitute. Here, we're saying 6 times 40 minus 36. Well, this is 240 minus 36. So our go-to number that we're trying to catch is 204. Okay? So let's see here. Now we're saying 6 times, remember x is 40. 40 minus 6. Because all I'm doing is substituting 40 in for x. So that means we have 6 times 34. I don't have a calculator handy. I get 204. 204 is the magic number. I get it here, so this is correct. Next way. 2 times 3 times 40 minus 18. That's going to give me 2 times, well, this is 120 minus 18 is 102. And 102 times 2 is definitely 204. All I'm doing is substituting. This is the math hack way. If you don't know how to do the factoring and other stuff, pick a number bigger than this because it's subtraction, plug it in. Here's the next one. 4 times 2 times 40 minus 9. Well, 2 times 40 is 80, minus 9 is 71. So we've got 71 times 4 is 284, so that's not it. And last one, 6 times 40 minus 6 is, oh, why did I write that? 6 times 40 minus 30 is 6 times 10, which is 60, which is also not correct. All right, so that was a lot of math. Let's just recap real quick. When it says select all equations, you need to check every single one. Don't just be like, oh, I got the first one and I'm done. Gotta check every single one. Next, if there's never or almost never just one way to do a math problem. So in this example, I showed you how that you could factor it to see if you can get an answer. I showed you how you could use the answers and distribute the numbers to see if you can match it up. And I taught you how to pick a big number and plug it in until you got everything that matched up to the answer. So there's 3 different ways that you could do this one particular problem. All right, I'm going to go for now. That's it. Keep doing math. You guys got this. All right, ciao, mathies.